Okay, we're still in exercise set 69, and we're working problem number 17. And as the old saying goes, what you do is you read it, you try to write down in algebra what they said, you try to solve that system of equations that you've obtained, and then, check it with the word in the problem, see if it makes any sense. All right? Now, granted, if you can do that without watching these videos or without looking at my answer key, that's fine. I do recommend at minimum to look at the answer key to see if you can agree. And I always say if you find any errors in my answer key, you probably should reach out to me and let me know that. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the whiteboard for those students that need to see someone do the problem. Now, as I go to the whiteboard, hopefully you have some notes that you've been working on and you've put some time and effort into the problem. But let me go back to the whiteboard and I'll write this one down. I'll blow the screen up a little bit, get my pen out, and we're doing problem number 17. All right, so, kind of reading it through, a ship has provisions for 36 days, and then it goes about the crew were 16 greater, and the daily rations were 1/2 pound less, the provisions would last 30 days. If the crew were 2 less and the daily ration 1 pound greater, there would be 24 days. All right, it would last 24 days. Find the number of men in the daily ration. All right, so I got to be honest with you. I write down letters, and I realized that some people were looking at this and saying, why are they using men and not people? This was written in 1904, and the crews in the ship were just men. All right. Now, granted, there could have been women work. I don't know, but the way these things were written grammatically was male oriented. So I'm going to say X is the number of men. Now, I hope you realize that has to be an integer number, like 1 man, 2 man, 3 man, so forth and so on. And I'm going to say that Y is the amount of the daily ration, right? So the amount in pounds. So it's in pounds. So what did they say? They said that, each man is going to be given Y pounds of something every day. And how many days do they have? 36. So the total is going to be 36 times X times Y. All right, 36 days, X men's, they're consuming Y amount per day. All right? Okay. What do they go on to say? If the crew were 16 greater, and the daily ration is 1/2 pound less, they'd only last for 30 days. Okay, let's do the next one. If the crew were 2 less, and the ration 1 pound greater, they'd last for 24 days. All right, so this is my system, and I got to be honest with you, these are important equations, but looking at them, important or not, I got some work on my hand. Can I solve these things? And again, I want to point out X has got to be an integer number. Like it could be, 1 man, 2 man, 3 man, get the idea, so forth and so on. Well, I guess the minimum number of men would be, it'd have to be at least 3, right? But anyway, let's not worry about that. Let's just worry about solving it. All right, and the way I'm going to do it, I'm going to look at it, and I'm going to take one equation at a time and try to write them in a simpler way. And I'm going to borrow a 2 from the 30. That would be 15. And I'm going to associate the 2 with the second term. You would get 2y. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say second term. The third factor. Again, I repeat this. I took this equation here. I split the 30 into 15 and 2. And I associate the 2 with the third factor, which is y minus 1/2. And now what I'm going to do, just to make it a little bit easier on me, I'm going to, keep going forward on it, but this 15 is killing me. I'm going to divide both sides by 3. I'm still working on the first equation. I'm just trying to simplify it. And I'm going to keep working on it. You get 12xy equals 5. This would be 2xy. I got to be very careful, by the way. Minus x plus 32y. Let's say I'm doing that right. 2xy minus x, 32y minus 16. We're going to keep doing it. I want to simplify as much as I possibly can. I'm just working the first equation. This is 10xy minus 5x. Let's see, 5 times 30 is 150, and 5 times 2 is 10, so 160y. And then you get 5 times 16, that's 50 and 30, which is 80. Again, I want to continue to simplify it. And what do I notice now? It's 2xy is equal to minus 5x plus 160y minus 80. And that's the first equation, as simple as I can get it. All right, now I want to look at the second equation. All right, so I got the first equation done. Maybe I should highlight that for you. We just did this, and I got this in a simpler form. And now what I want to do, I want to take this guy here, and I want to get a simpler form of that. Let me see if I can do that. And let's see what you get. You get 36xy. Oh boy, I made a mistake already. I just noticed it. I'm going to divide both sides by 12 to make it easier for me. And 12 goes into 36 3 times. 12 goes into 24 2 times. And we left off with xy plus x minus 2y minus 2. What do you get over here? 3xy equals 2xy plus 2x minus 4y minus 4. I want to keep going. And what do you get? Xy equals 2x minus 4y minus 4. All right, that's my second simplification. Now, of course, someone says, what are you going to do now? And I have to look at it. I have to make some, determination what I'm going to do. And I don't know. I guess what I would do is probably make a substitution at this point. All right, make a substitution. And let's see if we can do that. So I'm going to use these two equations to make a substitution. So 2, I'm going to substitute in here. Xy is really just simply 2x minus 4y minus 4. And that's supposedly equal to minus 5x plus 160y minus 80. And keep working. And what do you get? 4x minus 8y minus 8 equals minus 5x plus 160y minus 80. Well, I'm going to start to collect, the x on one side, the y's on one side, the number on the other. What do you get? You get 9x, push on the side, minus 168y, and then what do you get? You're going to get minus 72. Let's make sure I did that right. You got 9x minus 168 equals minus 72. Yeah, then okay. What notice about those numbers? They're all divided by 3. So I'm going to simplify a tiny, tiny bit. I'm going to say 3x minus 56y. And 3 goes into 72 minus 24 times. Wait a second. Did I say that right? Yeah, 24. All right. I think I did okay. All right, so what am I going to do over here? I'll just simply say 3x is equal to 56y minus 24. And I'm going to say x is equal to 56y minus 24 over 3. Well, I definitely have a relationship between x and y, all right? Now, the question is, what are you going to do about that? Well, there's many things you could do about it. And the question is, you want to go back somewhere and, plug it in. And I really don't care where you plug it at this point, but I got to plug it in somewhere. I got to figure something out. And so what I'm going to do is, I don't know, I'm going to give it a shot here. And let's write this down. All right, so it's going to be what? X is going to be 56y minus 24 over 3. Again, we're substituting it in. Times y equals, well, twice x. I'll write that down, twice 56y minus 24 over 3 minus 4y minus 4. And it looks pretty bad. It does. I agree. So I'm going to multiply both sides by 3. And what do you get? You get 56y minus 24 times y equals 2 56y minus 24. Again, I'm multiplying by 3. Minus 12y minus 12. Yeah, it looks tough. It does. But I got to move forward. So what do you get? 56y squared minus 24y equals, let's see, that's 112, right? Minus 48 minus 12y minus 12. Be careful. When I say be careful, you might be quicker at this than I am. And what do you get over there? You get 100y, and then you're going to get minus 60. I got to keep moving, don't I? It's 56y squared minus 124y plus 60 equals 0. Well, I'm going to certainly divide by 2 to make the number smaller and more manageable for me. So I get 28y squared. And that would give me, what, 62, right? And then what do you get? 30. That's not so bad. I guess I could divide by 2 again, right? 14y squared minus 31y plus 15 equals 0. So then, someone says you get down to something like this, and, granted, if you make mistakes, maybe things are going to get really difficult. But I got to write something down now. And what I'm going to try to write down is going to try to factor this guy. And really not much choices on it. I'm going to say, maybe 2y and 7y. I have to think. And I'm going to say 5 and 3 minus and a minus. And I don't know if it works. I have to check it. You get 2y times 7y is 14y squared. Gee, that worked nicely. Minus 10 minus 20. Oh, look at that, minus 31. And you do get plus 15. Now, granted, some students say, I'm going to use an AC rule or a quadratic formula or completing a square, whatever. All right, I like to do trial and error and think about it. All right? Wow, I get answers now, don't I? What's y equal to? Y would be equal to 3/2. Certainly a reasonable answer. Or y would equal 5/7. But, I really can't remember what the problem was. And what I want to do is I think I know something. And so what do you know? I know a lot. And what I know, I certainly know this relationship over here, xy. I forgot. 2x minus 4y. And then what is it? I hate to say minus 4, right? This piece of paper, the window's small, but the paper's huge. Let's take a look here. Let's write the y down. And I have to do it, each one. So I think this one might be the easy one to do first, and I'll do that for you. So what do you get? You get 3/2 of an x is equal to 2x minus 4 times 3/2 minus 4. 3/2 of an x is equal to 4/2 of an x. And let's see what you get over there. What would you get? You would get, let's see, minus 2, minus 6, minus 10. I got to keep working, don't I? What do you get? You're going to get minus 1 over 2x equals minus 10, or x is equal to 20. I'll write that down. Again, I'm not thinking about what these answers mean. So someone says, what do you mean you're not thinking about what the answer means? I'm not thinking about it at all, right? So I want to do this one now. And I got to write it down. So what are you going to get? You're going to get 5/7 of an x equals 2x minus 4 times y. Well, y is 5/7 for this particular case, minus 4. This is more difficult, isn't it? So what do you get? 5/7 of an x, 14/7 of an x. This will be minus 20/7, and this will be minus 28/7. Well, I got to do some arithmetic here, don't I? And what are you going to get over here? Minus 11/7 of an x. I'm sorry, I made a mistake there. I don't know why I said that. But you know, I will be honest with you, when I'm speaking, sometimes I say things, at least I know I misspoke. All right? Now, granted, since I'm listening back to myself, I misspoke on other occasions, I don't catch it. I can't say I always catch it. So this is going to be minus 9/7. Sorry about that. X equals, what do you get there? You'd get what? You get minus 48/7, and I got to get x now. What's x going to be? Well, it's going to be 48/7, and divided by 9/7. So the same thing as multiplying by 7/9. So what does this give me? It would give me 48/9. Well, that can be reduced, right, to 16/3. What can that be written as? Yeah, mixed numbers. It would go in 5 and 1/3 time. So I got an ordered pair here. I'll write this down for you, x, y. The first one I got is 20, comma, 3/2. And the next ordered pair I got was 16/3, comma, 5/7. I got to be honest with you. Think back to the original problem, though. X was the number of men. There's no way this could have been the case. So we have 20 men, and it's 1.5 pounds is the daily ration. All right? Again, what I recommend you do, and I really mean that I do it too. I look at the answers, all right? We'll see, did I get it right? And I got it right. 20 men, and the ration's 1.5 pounds. Thank you so much for paying attention, though.